Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Septiya di Utari. My student number is 20190H10045. And I am a student from the English Language Education Department, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. And today I will present my annotated bibliography entitled Digital Storytelling in Language Education Can Improve Language Skills with the subject of issues in language teaching and learning. The reason I choose this topic because technology has had a striking impact on the process of communication and learning. In this technological era, technology methods such as digital stories have been a powerful tool in teaching and learning that engages both teachers and students. As the next generation, teachers can make the best use of technology to support students' learning. In order for classroom instruction to be most productive, it must be open to all modes of communication. Developing the target language and the formation of socio-cultural identity through digital stories. And digital stories have gained its popularity at the school. The development of digital technology can significantly affect the educational process. Digital storytelling has been proposed as an influential language learning tool that can facilitate learner understanding and creativity. Digital stories in integrate language skills. So, this has been my research question for annotated bibliography is: how can digital stories to help students improve their language skills? And my annotated bibliography aims to answer my research question. To answer this research question, I have reviewed 6 articles that discuss digital stories that can improve students' language skills. And here is a list of references that I used in my annotated bibliography, and you can see the titles of those articles that talk about how digital stories can improve language skills in students. So let's take a look at my annotated bibliography findings after reviewing these 6 articles. As you may remember about my research question, which is how can digital stories to help students improve their language skills? So, based on the article I read, in my annotated bibliography, there are several ways how digital stories can help students improve their language skills. First, asking the students to use digital stories in studying poem using pre-test and post-test instruments. This study investigates the use of digital stories in teaching and learning poems in classrooms, and the pre-test and post-test contained the same questions, and they consist of 8 multiple choice questions and 2 open-ended questions to imitate students' personal opinions. This study also applies observations in video recordings of teaching and learning sessions. Students were observed for their participation and given responses to poems during lessons and activities. This study demonstrates the advantages of using digital stories to improve literacy, teaching, and learning. Second, asking the students to respond to the text they read with the 7 principal elements for digital storytelling. This study is aimed at the practical goal of enabling teachers to recognize and transfer students' effort every time they create their digital stories. For understanding and creativity, a digital story project emerged as an impetus to allow readers to respond to the text they were reading. Responding to text reading in this way helps readers read creatively. When readers read creatively, they will be sensitive to possible information gaps in what they read. 7 principal elements for digital storytelling, namely the point of view, a dramatic question, and emotional content, the gift of voice, the power of soundtrack, economy, and pacing. There are several studies on digital stories that have claimed that students can improve their language performance, especially in reading comprehension on abstract contents. Next, improve students' speaking skills through speaking tests. The purpose of this study is twofold. First, to determine the effect of digital storytelling on general oral skills, and second, to determine how far students are satisfied with the digital storytelling experience. This finding shows that there is a statistically significant positive effects on the oral performance of the students. It also reveals that the students are very satisfied. Next, asking the students to create a product which they convert into a digital stories. The purpose of this research is to enrich the process of developing the basic language skills of fourth grade students with digital story activities and camps based on the flipped classroom model. In this activity, data can be in the form of video recordings, diaries, and student products that are cataloged individually in digital. The study focused on digital story and camps. For the digital story activity, the students prepared some scenes of the text they worked with Play-Doh, took pictures, and recorded and voices by reading the text aloud. Next, dividing students into two experimental and control groups in the influence of digital stories on reading. This study aims to determine the level of influence digital stories have on the reading comprehension level of the students. This study was divided into two groups, namely experimental and control. The score obtained from the pre-test and post-test of the students in the experimental and control groups show the success levels of them. The impact of the print stories of the success of the control group students' reading and comprehension in English is considered as the natural outcome of the educational process. The influence of digital stories on the success of experimental group students' reading and comprehension in English to be more effective can be interpreted as the effect of digital stories. It is also evident the difference between the pre-test and post-test scores of the experimental group is greater than the difference between that of control group. And the last one, testing students with pre-test and post-test in students' listening comprehension. This study investigates the effectiveness of digital storytelling on the language listening comprehension of the pupils. This finding revealed that the experimental group attained a very high score on the language listening comprehension test after the implementation of the material that shows a significant difference between the control and experimental group. So, in conclusion, teaching on digital stories is useful for instructing students to adapt to technological developments, can develop the ability to integrate technology into learning activities, especially in terms of language skills, and the last one, help attract students to be creative, innovative, and productive. I think that's my presentation today about my annotated bibliography. Thank you very much for your kind attention and see you everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.